We are going to come with more stringent mechanism if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released. We will come with more tough, very tough, I am telling you, very, very tough mechanism is coming. After this 1 week sit at home, we will come. It may not be sit at home again, believe me. It may not be sit at home. It is going to be something else. So we are coming. But this 1 week sit at home, I want everyone to pay attention. From the 3rd to the 5th of July, everywhere in Biafra land will be order lock and key. Don't go out you know, as I am saying it now, what they are going to do is to start burning everywhere. They will say, oh, Samanekwa have given order. And, you know, they will burn this one and burn that one, and they will think that I'm going to run away. I'm not running away. I have just said it. Do not go out so they don't make you a scapegoat to use it to blackmail Biafra. Don't give them opportunity to hurt you and take your video and start posting it. Oh, Samanekwa has started again. This one and that. Do not give them opportunity to do that. Listen and listen very attentively. Do not go out so that you will not fall a victim of Nigeria government. From the 3rd to the 5th of July, every Biafra land will be under lock and key. On the 6th of July, you are going to go to the market, buy groceries, buy things for yourself, for your family, and do your business. On the 6th, we want every market to open. Then on the 7th of July to 10th, everywhere will be locked down. Don't say we did not tell you. You know, Nigeria, there are this kind of, you know, there are like things looking for who to kill and who to eat. Do not come out and say, Samanekwa this, Samanekwa that. The next thing is that Samanekwa, I will order the sit at home again and again, even if you fall the victim of Nigeria government, because you are not going to say we did not warn you.
Wonderful Biafrans all over the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time, location, and zone. Today's date is 24th of June 2023. Shalom, Umu Chineke, a Sabbath day, and we are coming to you live from our location. My name still remains Mazi David Nnanna, and here remains a Biafran channel, a channel where we speak about Biafra, we speak about freedom, we speak about the restoration of God's kingdom on planet Earth. And I welcome you to today's broadcast. It will not last long. It's just a couple of minutes or time. A couple of hours I'll be here, maybe 1 hour 30 minutes. So I am greeting you from my location. As you join, try as much as possible to like so that others can have a notification and as well follow us on what is happening. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome wherever you are, all over the world. You can as well indicate your location. Wonderful people of Biafra all over the world. I want to really appreciate you for joining me in today's broadcast. Today, we are going to talk about the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are going to talk about his freedom. We are going to talk about the freedom of the Biafran people. And if you don't free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you don't allow the Biafran people to exit Nigeria, be ready to dance Surugede. If you don't know what is Surugede, ask people around you. People who know what is Surugede. Surugede is the dance of the spirit. And you as a human being, you cannot dance the dance of the spirit. So you better do the right thing. The people that I'm talking to know themselves. You better do the right thing. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Free the Biafran people. Otherwise, you cannot dance the dance of the spirit. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a Biafran. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen. Britain have committed a crime against their own citizen. Britain has committed a crime against humanity. Britain has committed a crime against the indigenous people of Biafra. So it is time Britain frees Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is time Britain allow the Biafran people to go or face the music, the dance of the spirit. And you cannot dance the dance of the spirit. As a matter of fact, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represents Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represents you. He represents me. Britain has committed an international crime against their own citizen. The whole world has committed crime against humanity, against the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, and against the Biafran people. So we are bringing it to the notice of everyone. And I want to ask fellow Biafrans, if you don't join to free yourself from the bondage of slavery, what have you gained? What will be your gain for standing by and not fighting for the freedom of your people or for the freedom of your children yet unborn? You see, a lot of people, a lot of Biafrans, when you talk to them, they say, oh, when they hear anything about Biafra, they are skeptical about talking about Biafra. When you want to tell them about Biafra, they don't want to hear, they don't want to listen. You know why? Anybody that you talked about Biafra to, and he or she is running away from that topic, Biafra, my brother, my sister, be looking that person with one eye, because that person may not be 100% Biafran. Yes, I can categorically tell you that that person is not 100% Biafran. Biafran blood does not run in that person 100%. You know why I say that? Because how can somebody be talking about your own freedom, talking about your own liberation, how to save you from the destruction that is awaiting you, how to save your life from the impending doom that the Nigerian state is bringing to you? And that person said no, he doesn't want to hear about that freedom you are talking about. That person is not a true Biafran. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us that during the war and after the war, when the Nigerian state started committing genocide against Biafrans, a lot of people, a lot of women, a lot of our women were raped by the Nigerian soldiers. The Nigerian soldiers consist of the Fulanis, the Hausas, and every other tribe that joined the Nigerian armed forces to fight against Biafra, that they are not Biafrans. Most of those women that were raped by the Hausa Fulanis later met their husband. And the product that you have today, most people who don't like to talk about Biafra, they are product of mixed blood. Because their heart, they want Biafra. But they cannot talk about Biafra. Because the Fulani blood in them, Fulani is anything against Biafra, is anything against freedom. So the Fulani blood in them will not make them to talk about Biafra. We make them hate whatever you call Biafra. So anybody, any Igbo man, whatever he or she is, and you bring that gospel of Biafra liberation for him or her, and that person is running away from that gospel, or that person don't want to hear, that person is not a true Biafran. That is the truth. That person must have a Fulani blood in him. Because Biafra is about freedom. Biafra is about liberation. Check Nigeria today. Will you say you are a proud Nigerian? Would you be proud to be a Nigerian for what is happening in Nigeria today? The answer is no. So if you are not proud of Nigeria, you should be proud, a Biafran, and should be proud to fight for Biafra to be restored and to come in our own time. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya for your sake and for my sake. He was renditioned from Kenya to Nigeria. Until date, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention, unlawful detention, for a crime he never committed. The whole world have committed a crime against an innocent man. The whole world has committed a crime against the Biafran people. Therefore, the whole world will be ready to dance Surugede. Because this is the dance of the spirit. The spirit of Biafra will never ever rest until freedom is restored for the Biafran people. And why I said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be freed, or else you dance the dance of the spirit, is this. Do you know, or for most of you who don't know, do you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a real prophet of Chukwu Okike Abiama? That man you see, you say you are following him, you are listening to him, you want to be like him, you want to emulate him. He's truthful, he's consistent, he's courageous, he is fearless. That attribute can only go to someone who was sent by God himself. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a conventional human being, an ordinary human being. Most people were following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but they don't know who that man is. majority of people who were following him, we are just following him for the sake of, oh, he's speaking. Not for the fact that they know who he is. They don't actually know who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represents Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us the reason why he was born on planet Earth is to restore Biafra. And Biafra is the kingdom of God on earth. We keep mentioning this every time we come on live video for you to understand who that man you have been following is. As a matter of fact, many Biafrans or Igbos don't really value Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They don't really understand that he is a prophet himself. You followed him verbatim. You follow his teachings verbatim. But you don't already understand the innermost meaning of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was talking about. Or who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually is. To you as a Biafran, to you as an Igbo man. Igbo people, where is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? They don't value Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Most people don't value him. Most Igbo people don't value him. But the Hausa tribe, they value Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so much. The Yorubas, they are clamoring for somebody who is like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come from among the Yoruba race. A lot of people who are not Biafrans are so proud of who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, for what he stands for. People from Benue are clamoring for the likes of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to emerge from their race. As a matter of fact, it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that opened the eyes of every Nigerian. Let me use that word. Both Hausa, both Yoruba, both mostly some our brothers, Igbos. I'm talking about the major ethnic groups now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu opened the eyes of everyone. Nobody can achieve that kind of feat if that person is not a prophet of God himself. And to crown it all, a prophet is not valued by his own relations, by his own relatives, by his own race. A prophet is without honor where his people are. The Igbo race, the Igbo tribe, if I may use that word, majority don't know who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, and that is why they don't value him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is like the biblical Jesus that was a son to Joseph the carpenter. You know, during his ministry, the Jews never valued him. They were saying, oh, is he not the son of this carpenter? Oh, why should we worship him? Why should we come and listen to him? His father is a carpenter, an ordinary carpenter. That was what they talked about Christ. Because they never know that Christ was their savior. But because he came from their tribe, they did not value him until he saved the mankind. The same thing applies to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you go through the Bible, in Mark chapter 6 verse 4, it says that a prophet is not respected by his own relations and relatives. A prophet is without honor except by his own people, his relations, his relatives, those who know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Igbo race that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came out from. majority don't really value him. They don't really respect him. They don't really know that he was sent for this mission. And one shocking thing about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that whenever he's making broadcasts, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu makes broadcasts with English language. But whenever he wants to reiterate his journey on earth, whenever he wants to pass the message to Igbos, to Biafrans, that he is a prophet of Chukwu Okike Abiama, do you know what he used to say? He used to use this phrase, anyway zie ozi, ezie ndị dị ndụ. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu always use this phrase, anyway zie ozi, ezie ndị dị ndụ. What it means, for those who don't understand Igbo language, he says, when heaven sends me message, I relay this message to mankind. It is his duty to receive the message from heaven and relay it to mankind for them to understand that he is a prophet of God himself. Mark 6 verse 4. Go and read it. A prophet is without honor except for his people. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came into this ministry, into this journey of liberation, journey of taking Biafrans away from slavery. He started this preaching, and people who were following him never knew who he was until they kidnapped him. When they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Nigerian news media was awash that the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will bring the end of Biafra freedom. That was what Lai Mohammed, Garba Shehu, Sani, all these Fulanis who are apologists to Islamic State, that was what they were saying, that the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will bring an end to Biafra freedom. Besides, Igbo people, Biafrans, forgot that the Bible said in Exodus 22 verse 28, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Also in Psalm 105 verse 15, I'm going biblical for people to really understand who that man is, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. That is what the Bible told us. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya. He was tortured for 8 good days. 5 plus 3. 8 good days. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was chained to the floor, was beaten, was humiliated. They have started touching the anointed one of God. They have started doing harm to a prophet that was sent to deliver his people from the bondage of slavery in Nigeria. Now, when they took Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria, Biafrans, you that is listening, and most people that are supposed to know that the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was a crime against their race. A lot of people fell by the wayside. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was tortured in Kenya, was humiliated in Kenya, and brought to Nigeria. Till today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention unlawfully. They are touching the anointed of God. Where Matthew 26 verse 24 told us, where Psalm 105 verse 15 told us that you should not touch the anointed one of God, or you do him any harm. Okay? Where Exodus 22:28 told us, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. They have kept the prophet of God in detention for no just cause, dehumanizing him. As a matter of fact, the whole world has kept quiet at the plight of this innocent man. The whole world, British, America, world powers, kept quiet on the condition of this British citizen. Not that the world don't know what is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Biafra. No, they know everything that is happening. But why do they keep quiet? Why are they not talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why are they not talking about his human rights? Why are they not talking about his freedom? So when you see all these brown people talking about human rights in Africa, they don't mean it. When a brown man tell you that, oh, you have a right to freedom, you have a right to whatever, they don't actually mean it. Because if they do, then why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still in detention today? Julius Assange of the WikiLeaks, he committed crime. When America wanted to extradite him to America, the whole news media, international news media, was agog of that news. Up to today, has Julius Assange been has been taken back? Has he been extradited to America? Is Russia not giving him asylum? But the whole media prioritized the plight of Julius Assange because he's a brown man, because he's not an African. The whole media was awash with the news about his extradition. As a matter of fact, he has never been extradited. But look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a British, for that matter. Britain kept quiet. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. International crime against him and against Biafran people. They allow him to be extradited to Nigeria. They are not saying anything about him. They are keeping mute. They are keeping quiet. And you, a Biafran, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for your sake, you are afraid to even speak about his release, or even like any message concerning his release, or even share any article talking about his release, or even share any article talking about Biafra. You don't have liver to share it. You are not a Biafran. I want to assure you, every one of you who have a hand in what is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, either by omission or commission, either knowingly or unknowingly, or by proxy, you will follow to dance that Surugede, the dance of the spirit that awaits every one of you, including British, including Nigeria, including the saboteurs, including those who say they are Biafrans, but they are afraid to share any message concerning Biafra. They are afraid to speak the truth concerning their freedom. It is very, very unfortunate, and it is very, very sad. So if you are a Biafran and you are here today, you have to speak for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has spent 734 days in detention unlawfully. All his rights, all his human rights have been taken away from him. Sleeping with one cloth, not being able to be attended to by doctors, his reading glasses, his praying regalia, all have been denied him just for the sake that is talking about your freedom, the liberation of the Biafran people. Is that a crime? To be free, is that a crime, I ask you, fellow Biafrans all over the world? It is time you join hands to talk about the freedom of a man who committed no crime. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom is Biafra freedom. He is there because of Biafra. He is there because of you. He is there because of me. So he must be freed unconditionally. He committed no crime. As a matter of fact, those who thought that the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will bring an end to the Biafran liberation or Biafran freedom, they have been disappointed. Because today, the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have brought Biafran closer to our doorstep. The Biafran Liberation Army, the Biafran Republic government in exile, our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, this has put hands together to make the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu very expensive for the Nigerian establishment, for the Nigerian government and their British cohorts. They are now regretting their action. But I want to tell you, as a Biafran, if we are part and parcel of those who are sabotaging what the Biafran Republic government in exile are doing to restore Biafra, to restore hope, to bring freedom, to end slavery, to end subjugation, to end the oppression, if you are part of those who are sabotaging it, wait, the dance of the spirit awaits you. Surugede is waiting for you. As a matter of fact, most people have started dancing dance of the spirit. 2 days ago, you see what Asari Dokubo was saying. He was lamenting. Forget about what he was talking on the video. That is a sign of lamentation. Because Surugede has reached Asari's doorstep. As a matter, do you know that Asari Dokubo was contracted? Asari Dokubo was contracted to kill Biafrans because Asari Dokubo is a Muslim, a militant, a terrorist, a jihadist. He was secretly given a contract to replicate Benue in Southeast before the elections. Killings were going here and there. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, Asari Dokubo and his men, the Bubago, and the Nigerian police force and the army, we are killing Biafrans here and there. And people were blaming or were accusing Simon, that Simon Ekpa, autopilot, are responsible. But 2 days ago, Asari have come out in an open confession of what his activities are, and even threatening Biafrans more, that he's going to destroy, he's going to sell Biafrans, if not for the fact that the British stopped slave trade, that he would have continued slave trade against our people, even when slave trade had been abolished, that his father was a slave trader. But that was a lamentation actually, because the Surugede dance had reached his doorstep. And our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa then responded to Asari Dokubo and released some shocking videos how Asari's men came to Biafra land to kill our people, and how the spirit of Biafra and the Biafran Liberation Army are fighting tooth and nail to make sure that they never succeed in their mission in the land of the blessed, of the rising sun, the land of Chukwu Okike Abiama himself, the land of our ancestors. That is the dance of the spirit that have befallen Asari Dokubo and every other person who has a hand in what is happening to Biafrans today. The Biafran Republic government in exile, and by extension the de facto government in our homeland, are putting mechanisms in place to make sure that every person or persons or group of people who in one way or the other had a hand in what happened to our leader will certainly pay dearly for their actions. The dance of the spirit awaits every one of you. So if you are a Biafran and you are not sharing our messages online, you are not liking it, you don't support what is happening for your own liberation, then you are not a true Biafran. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditionally. He committed no crime known to man. So fellow Biafran, wherever you are watching me from, where are you coming from? Are you coming from the line of the Nigerian state? Or are you a Biafran who wants freedom? Because here is a freedom channel. Here is a Biafran channel. Here we speak the truth as it is and nothing but the truth. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu deserves his freedom. He has been in detention for long. The courts have freed him. The UN Council on Arbitrary Detention have also advised the Nigerian government to release our leader. Yet, he's being held against his wish and against the law, against his human rights, against his fundamental rights. And let me tell you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represents you as a Biafran. He represents your freedom. So you should talk about it. You should share the message. You should like it. Because the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the freedom of Biafra. Or else everyone who has a hand in his continued detention will dance the dance of the spirit, which is Surugede, awaits every one of you. Here is a freedom channel, a Biafran platform. Here we speak Biafra. Freedom for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is eminent. Freedom of Biafra is coming. Join hands together with people who are fighting to liberate Biafra from oppression of the Nigerian state. That is the little you can do. That is the much you can do as well. Biafra is our heritage. The blessed land of Chukwu Okike Abiama himself. A prophet had been sent to deliver you and I. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that prophet that have been sent to deliver you and I. That prophet have been incarcerated unlawfully. You have to speak out. You have to come out and support all the activities of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa towards the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafran people. Otherwise, you will remain a slave forever in Nigeria. So wherever you are watching me from, I said I wouldn't like to take your time. Because here, we try to look at things how it's supposed to be. A man that have committed no crime known to law. A man who wants your own good. Besides, a man that was sent for a mission to free his people from bondage, from slavery, from oppression, from subjugation. A man sent by God himself, the creator of heaven and earth, was captured, was sold by his kids and kin. Those who don't actually know that he is a prophet of God. He was sent to their midst. They never knew him. They didn't know who he was. Despite the fact that we are following him, he made pronouncements. He said, whenever he's making broadcasts, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, bring your pen and paper so that you write it down. Why he's saying that is for reference purposes. So that when it happens, you will remember what he said some time ago. His prophecies have come to pass. That is a sign that he was sent for this mission. His people sold him out to the enemy. His people tried to destroy his mission on earth. His people tried to kill him, tried to stop the mission from which God sent him to perform. His own people, his own relations, his own kids and kin, the Biafran people. You are a lover of money. You took money on the head of an innocent man. You betray a man who has come to free you from bondage and slavery. You subjugated a man who has done you nothing other than asking for your own freedom. You help the enemy to hold him up to this moment. You are still fighting everything you can do to make sure that he is not released. My brother, be ready for Surugede. Be ready to dance the dance of the spirit. Because the spirit of Biafra will come in droves against you and your family. The good thing was that before that prophet was kidnapped, he has foreseen another Elijah. He has foreseen another prophet. He sent a message to the world. Just like when Elijah was going, and the spirit of Elijah fell on Elisha. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knew that he was going to be kidnapped and rendition to Nigeria, he was going to pass through all this situation, all these trials and temptations and tribulations. He made a broadcast and directed his spirit towards Mazi Simon Ekpa and told you Biafrans all over the world to go and listen to Mazi Simon Ekpa. He passed his spirit to Mazi Simon Ekpa. For you as a Biafran to know that his mission was divine. His mission was spiritual. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's mission was spiritual. It was not an ordinary mission. So you can't stop it. No matter what you do, you cannot stop the emergence of Biafra. No matter what anyone does, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be freed unconditionally. The Biafran restoration and liberation is imminent. Be ready to dance the dance of the spirit. Everyone that have a hand in what is happening to the Biafran people today. He gave charge and said, go and listen to Mazi Simon Ekpa. That Mazi Simon Ekpa is going to take us into another dimension. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was coming from a different dimension. Okay? And when God sent him on an errand, on a mission, he said, anoint Mazi Simon Ekpa to take over from where you are leaving it until you come back. And being a prophet that he knows he himself to be, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu admonished Biafrans all over the world to go and listen to Mazi Simon Ekpa, the dragon. Do you know who is the dragon? It's Mazi Simon Ekpa. Obere nsi na-emebi ike, mma eji igbu agụ. Ndị iro lechara anya si na ọ dịrọ nkọ. But today, the people who never believed on Mazi Simon Ekpa, that is bringing a new dimension, are now coming to the understanding that the mission for Biafra is spiritual. Mazi Simon Ekpa came on board, and a lot of fights erupted. People were fighting him. People were blackmailing him. People were carrying out all false propagandas against Mazi Simon Ekpa in order to make him lose focus on the mission that he was sent. Just like Caleb, on a mission that he was sent to accomplish, a lot of people that were bought by the Nigerian government started fighting a man that was sent to come and complete the mission of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And you think that you can fight this war and win? You think that you can dance this dance of the spirit and win? It is practically impossible. Nobody fights the spirit and wins. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na-ekwu, he always said, ihe anyị na-eme bụ ihe mmụọ. What we are doing is spiritual. It's not physical. Before you can win, you have to win in the spirit. So every one of you who don't know who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a prophet of God himself. Okay? He is a prophet. A prophet that was sent from God himself. Mark 6:4. But a lot of people don't know him, including most of you that are watching. Most of you that are watching don't believe on Biafra. Most of you that are watching don't know that Biafra is imminent. As a matter of fact, most of you are still living in the past, thinking that Biafra restoration is just like Owazurike and Asari Dokubo, who have come to use Biafra restoration to make money, or Tony Nnadi, the one that was carrying file up and down. Owazurike cashed in on Biafra restoration, started building mansions here and there. Asari Dokubo and Owazurike also used the de facto government in Biafra to eat money. Tony Nnadi also used Biafra restoration to be carrying file from here to England, from England to USA, from USA to France, all in the guise to disrupt what the mission of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because they were paid to disrupt that divine mission. But for you to actually understand that it is practically impossible to stop God's mission, when God sent you on an errand, He will be with you till conclusion. After everybody fought against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, including the Directorate of State, because you cannot mention the sabotage of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without calling on the DOS. Because when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was here with us, he always used to tell us about DOS. But immediately Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, the DOS tried to destroy everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made. They started fighting sit at home. They started fighting Mazi Simon Ekpa. They started fighting Autopilot. They started killing Eastern Security Network members. They started killing our volunteers at home. They started changing dates of what our leader used to respect, used to honor, especially the 30th of May. The DOS changed the 30th of May to Independence Day. They try to destroy everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu holds dear to his heart as a liberator of his people. You know why? Because the Nigerian government has used $20 billion. That is their budget to fight IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra, to make sure that our freedom never come to pass. So they bribed every man viable. They bought the members of the DOS from A to Z. From A to Z. If you are a DOS loyalist, if you know that what I am saying is not truth, please comment on this section that what I'm saying is lie, or you engage me in a constructive argument, not hearsay, and I'll give you facts and figures. But let me give you one fact. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was here and he was preaching, he said, when you look for me, you don't see me. Burn down the zoo. What he mean by burn down does not mean you have to carry fuel and pour petrol and pour the whole of Nigeria and set it up in flames. No. He was speaking reasonably. He was giving you tip for you to use your brain and know how to cripple the Nigerian economy if they catch him again. Because in 2017 he escaped death by whiskers. So they went to Kenya and kidnapped him in order to destroy the Biafra movement, the liberation and your freedom. And instead of the DOS then, although we are giving them vote of no confidence, they are not relevant. DOS is not relevant in this liberation. Instead of DOS to come out and support sit at home to cripple Nigeria economy, to force them to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, do you know what DOS did? Every press statement that the Nigerian government asked the DOS to write to counter sit at home, DOS members shared 40 million naira. Every press statement, when Biafra say tomorrow is sit at home, DOS will come out and say we are not issuing sit at home, tomorrow is not sit at home. 40 million will go into the account. Another day, Monday sit at home, they say, oh, we have stopped sit at home, another 40 million. That is why the DOS tried to destroy what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them not to destroy. If not that the DOS has compromised, if the DOS was working according to the template of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu laid down for IPOB, by now Biafra would have been negotiated, sitting on the table to discuss how to part ways with Nigeria. But because the DOS compromised their position, Soludo said it. Soludo indicted the DOS that he was working with the DOS in order to capture some Eastern Security Network members who are loyal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who are loyal to Mazi Simon Ekpa, who is in that track of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu asked us to do. The DOS countered every action against the Nigerian state. They even asked Biafrans not to protest in the British embassy. You can imagine. Then what are they doing today that you and I are here today? Tell me one thing that the DOS is doing today that is forcing the Nigerian government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Absolutely nothing. Not even one. Not even one. Not one. So when I say that DOS is compromised, I know what I am saying. I have my reasons. I have my facts. I have them. I have a lot of them. Okay? So everybody that have tried to join the oppressor against the oppressed, you are going to dance the dance of the spirit. Surugede. Just like Asari Dokubo is dancing his own right now. Our Prime Minister responded to Asari Dokubo. Go online on Twitter and you see how Asari is dancing the dance of the spirit. Surugede and his men that he has recruited to come and destroy our people, to come and kill us. They are dying in their droves because Biafran liberation is a spiritual fight and not a physical fight. So if you are a Biafran and you are supporting the activities of those who are hell-bent on holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody, your own dance will never be funny. Your own dance will not only be for you alone, but for your own generation. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be freed, and Biafran freedom is very much eminent. So anywhere you are watching me all around the world, it is very important that you join hands in this liberation with the autopilot. Mazi Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, His Excellency, the Ambassador of Peace, have brought everything to the table. Everything that needs to be done for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom and for Biafra freedom is now on the table. Everyone is advised to come on board, to join hands and fight this fight for once and for all. You have a lot to gain. My brother, you have a lot to gain for fighting for your own freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for you and I. You have to join him to fight for your own freedom, to liberate yourself from slavery, just like I am doing. I am fighting for my own freedom. I am fighting for the freedom of my children, even the ones yet unborn. It is very important that you know the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention and the reason why he must be freed. He is in detention because of you. He must be freed because of you as well. Because when he is freed, you will be free indeed. Wherever you are all around the world, you are not free. No matter how well you are doing, you are not free. If you are in America, you are not free. If you are in Europe, you are not free. If you are in Britain, you are not free. If you are in Africa, you are not free. As a Biafran, everybody must put hands together with our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. He is the man at the moment. He is doing marvelously well for the restoration of Biafra freedom. As a matter of fact, yesterday, our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa has a tour, visual tour of Biafrans in Canada. He was speaking to Biafrans in Canada on the need for Biafran to be free, to support the restoration of God's kingdom on earth. For the fact that you are not seeing killings, for the fact that Benue is not repeating itself in Biafra land, it's because of the activities of Biafran Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, autopilot, and the Biafran Liberation Army. Because the Nigerian government assigned Asari Dokubo to kill every Biafran. They invade our communities, they rape our mothers, but not anymore. They can't do it anymore. That is why Asari Dokubo is crying. That is why you see him bringing AK-47 and AK-49, ranting on social media. Our Prime Minister tell him, okay, after displaying the gun, send your men to Biafran territory. Let them dance the dance of the spirit in Biafra land. They are dying in droves. That is why Biafran liberation is imminent. Biafran freedom is non-negotiable. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be freed. And if you have a hand, if you are supporting those who are still supporting the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when the repercussion come, you are going to be partaker. You will join in sharing that repercussion that will come from the dance of the spirit. If you are supporting DOS, you will reap from the dance of the spirit. You know why the DOS matter is very much annoying? DOS matter is annoying in the sense that our leader left them to take Biafra to freedom, thinking that they are with him. Our leader trusted them. Our leader believed on them. But our leader saw that in them, they don't have the spirit, the balls to fight for Biafra. That was why our leader was asking for 100 men to join him to get Biafra when the DOS are there. So if you are still an IPOB member, a Biafran, wherever you are all around the world, and you are supporting the DOS, my brother, my sister, you go down Surugede very soon. This is the voice of reason you are hearing. You are going to dance Surugede. There is no two ways about that. The dance of the spirit will come to you if you are supporting evil. Because for you to support DOS is for you to support evil. For you to support DOS is for you to support the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For you to support DOS is to support the killing of men and women from Biafran territory. For you to support DOS, you are supporting the Nigerian government to destroy IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra. For you to support DOS, you are supporting the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You will dance the dance of the spirit along with DOS when the time comes. So I'm enjoining you now. I am calling on you now, all Biafrans, come and support our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. Go on Twitter. Follow Mazi Simon on Twitter. Follow the Biafran Republic Government in Exile on Twitter. Follow the Biafran Ministry of Information on Twitter. Follow the Biafran Writers of Conscience on Twitter. Follow the Majesty 27 on Twitter. And you will get first-hand information concerning the liberation of the Biafran people. Because here or there, we give you the news as it is. You get first-hand information about what is happening. Biafran Pride that is watching, this Biafran Pride watching, you are a DOS member. You are not a supporter of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are a saboteur. Biafran Pride, you are a saboteur. I know your page. I know what you are doing. These are some of the people who are against the restoration of Biafra. Because they are being paid, recharge card payers. They are paying them recharge card money to go and attack those who are fighting for their freedom. This Biafran Pride, when you see him use Biafran Pride, you will think that these are the people fighting for Biafra. These are the people that the Nigerian government who have earmarked $20 billion to fight Biafra, to fight against Biafra. These are some of the irats online. When you see their faces, when you see their comments, you actually know where they belong. Because they are fighting people who are fighting for their freedom. How sad it is. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention for 734 days, 2 years and some days. Yet when you talk of civil disobedience for his freedom, a lot of fools will come and start kicking against civil disobedience. When you talk about sit at home to make sure that we cripple the economy of the Nigerian government against the state, against the Biafran people, a lot of people, irats, people that were paid peanut, you see them coming to say, oh, sit at home is this, oh, sit at home is bad, oh, and all the rest of nonsense. Inconsequential human beings, people who value their stomach over their freedom. A hungry man has no duty fighting for freedom, because when you give him peanut, he'll be speaking from both sides of his mouth. A man who committed no crime has been in detention for 2 years. Even people to allow his doctors to go and see him, people who have been paid by the Nigerian government, are not allowing the doctors to go and examine the leader of over 70 million people. How sad it is. And you come online, you see people who are supporting those people who don't want our leader to come out. You see some irats, some useless Biafrans who will be supporting people who don't want our leader to come out. These are the people I'm telling you about. They are not Biafrans. They are mixed blood. Their mama have Fulani blood in them. Fulani raped their mother during the war. Their father still meets their mama. So they have Biafra and Fulani blood in them. So everybody should join hands with the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, because he and his team, the cabinet members, are doing fantastically well to restore God's kingdom on earth and to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is very important, you as a Biafran, to support the movement for the restoration and the liberation of the Biafran people all around the world, wherever you are, because you cannot attain your potential if you are not a Biafran that has freedom. Wherever you are, no matter what you are doing all around the world, you can only attain your potential when Biafra is free. Your subjugation, the slavery we are in Nigeria, will only stop when Biafra is free. So if you are one of those fighting against the restoration of Biafra, you will dance Surugede very soon. If you are among those who are stopping the doctors of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from seeing him in DSS custody, the Surugede dance that we dance in your compound, in your family, will be very destructive, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a leader, he's a messiah. He came for a mission, he was sent, and nobody, no force, no human can stop him from accomplishing his task. It is very important that you as a Biafran take this into consideration. A lot of people have done evil against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and I want to let you know that you have committed a crime against God. You have committed a sin against the Bible. It is very important that you as a Biafran support the liberation. That is only when you can be free. For the fact that Benue is not happening in Biafran territory today, it's courtesy of the Biafran Liberation Army. It's courtesy of Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. It's courtesy of Biafran Republic government in exile, who are doing everything possible to make sure that terrorists did not take over our land. They are fighting tooth and nail that you see Asari Dokubo crying is because of the activities of the Biafran Liberation Army, because Biafrans are stopping them in Biafran territory. They are dying in droves. If you doubt me, go to our Prime Minister's wall on Twitter, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Go and follow him and you see what the Biafran Liberation Army are doing to Asari Dokubo and his men who were drafted to the southeast to kill our people and take over our land. But just like our Prime Minister said, come to Biafran territory and the spirit of Biafra will destroy you in our land, because it is the land of God itself. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a prophet of Chukwu Okike Abiama. Anybody that have hand in what is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, you are going to pay a price, because you have touched the anointed one of God. Exodus 22:28, Psalm 105:15. Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. And the Bible also tells us that once you have touched the prophet of God, harm will befall you. In this case, you are going to dance the dance of the spirit. Surugede is the dance of the spirit. In Matthew 26:24, I'm going biblical. The Bible is telling you that for whoever, to whomever, that the Son of Man was betrayed, woe to that person. Whoever have a hand, whoever still have a hand in the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a man who committed no sin, a man who had been freed, you will dance the dance of the spirit very soon, because you have betrayed the prophet of God himself, a man whose prophecies have come to pass from A to Z. The only prophecy that is remaining is the restoration of Biafra, and the restoration of Biafra is very, very eminent. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I can see a man I so much admire. I can see the people's president, a man whose antecedent can never ever be erased when it comes to ANC Mozambique. Comrade Kinsley Amarachi Ogu, I greet you, sir. You are watching from your location. Welcome, sir. I also thank fellow Biafrans who have been here. I want to really appreciate you, Victor, Anorue, Festus, Godwin. I thank you. I want to thank Bob, Zakwa, Clement. Oh, a lot of John Dancing. Wow, Chinonso, Jackson. I thank you all for joining me. Welcome to my platform. Welcome to this Biafran channel. Here we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Today, I am just explaining to you, for people who are joining for the first time, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu freedom and the Biafran freedom is very, very eminent. And anybody, group of persons who have a hand in one way or the other on the continued detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the delay of Biafran restoration should be ready to dance the dance of the spirit. And the dance of the spirit is Surugede. For people who don't know what Surugede is the dance of the spirit. You have to be fortified. For you to dance this dance, and you can never dance the dance of the spirit and win. Asari Dokubo is dancing the dance of the spirit now. He is lamenting for the fact that Benue is not happening in Biafra land. It's because the restoration of Biafra, the Biafran Liberation Army, are fighting out their lives to defend you, to defend me, to make sure that our ancestral land is not taken from us, to make sure that wherever you are all around the world, when you go back, you will meet your ancestral land there, to make sure that your village is not run over by Fulani terrorists. That is what the Biafran Liberation Army is doing. That is what Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Biafran Republic government in exile are doing, including the de facto government in our homeland. It has been instituted. So Biafra is eminent. If you know that you have a hand in sabotaging the movement for the liberation, remove your hand. Retrace your steps. Refrain from evil. Embrace peace. Embrace autopilot. Join hands with Mazi Simon Ekpa. Join hands with Biafran Republic government in exile. They are bringing the new dimension to the restoration of God's kingdom on earth. And nothing can stop the emergence of Biafra. Nothing can stop the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nothing. No matter what anybody does, what Nigerian government, the British government, whatever they do, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be freed. Because he is sent for this mission. Simon Ekpa was sent to accomplish it, and he is accomplishing it in our own time. Anybody who is telling you otherwise is not telling you the truth. As a matter of fact, follow Simon, you are following the truth. Follow DRS, and you are following the wrong path, and you are going towards destruction. Thank you so much for joining. I want to appreciate our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa for what he has been doing, and the Biafran Republic government in exile. I want to also appreciate my Minister of Information, Mazi Sonny Akparawa. I want to thank my anchor, Mazi Dim Justice of the Biafran Writers of Conscience. I greet you, sir. I want to thank my fellow comrades and appreciate them. All BWOC members, the Biafran Writers of Conscience, I really appreciate you for all your good works. Fellow Biafrans, I thank you for watching. Continue to share, continue to like. This is a fight for freedom, a fight for liberation, a fight for the total restoration of God's kingdom on earth. Follow Who Know Road. Follow the autopilot. Follow Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Biafran Republic government in exile. They are the ones that is going to give us Biafra and give you freedom. Any other one you are following is counterfeit. They are agents of the Nigerian state. A word is enough for you if you are a wise man. Thank you so much. As you come on, share, like, so that people can see this video and send it to everyone who cares to know. Because our freedom and the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is sacrosanct and is eminent, and nothing can stop it. I still remain your brother, Mazi David Nnanna, from my location, as I'm signing out to join you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a very, very, very wonderful, blessed Sabbath. Shalom, Umu Chineke. I say goodbye from my location.